Welcome to U.S. Citizenship Civics Test Preparation. Chapter 3, the Executive Branch. The executive branch is responsible for carrying out and enforcing the nation's laws. The person in charge of the executive branch is the President of the United States. The executive branch includes much more than just the president. It also includes the vice president, the president's cabinet, executive departments, and many federal agencies that work together to run the government and serve the American people. When the Constitution was written, the founders worried that a president with too much power could become like a king or queen. They believed that no one should be above the law, including the president. This important principle is called the rule of law. The founders wanted the president to protect and serve the people while always following the law. The president leads the executive branch and is responsible for enforcing federal laws and ensuring the government functions properly. Executive departments and federal agencies help the president perform many important jobs. They enforce laws, protect the country, work with other nations, and provide services that millions of Americans depend on every day. The leaders of the executive departments form the President's Cabinet. A cabinet is simply a group of trusted advisors who help the president make important decisions about the nation. Most executive departments are led by officials called secretaries. For example, the Department of Homeland Security is led by the Department of Homeland Security Secretary. However, the Department of Justice is different. Its leader is called the Attorney General, not a secretary. Each executive department oversees many smaller agencies. For example, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, is part of the Department of Justice, while U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, is part of the Department of Homeland Security. The President's Cabinet includes many important leaders, such as the Attorney General, the Vice President, and Secretaries of State, Treasury, Defense, Education, Homeland Security, Health and Human Services, Transportation, Labor, Agriculture, Commerce, Energy, Interior, Housing and Urban Development, Veterans Affairs, and others. Cabinet-level officials also include leaders such as the EPA Administrator, CIA Director, Director of National Intelligence, Director of the Office of Management and Budget, Small Business Administration Administrator, and the U.S. Trade Representative. The President also serves as the Commander-in-Chief of the United States Armed Forces. This means the President is the highest civilian leader of the military. Service in today's U.S. military is voluntary, and more than 2 million people serve in the armed forces. American citizens vote for president every 4 years during the election held in November. A president may be elected only 2 times, serving a maximum of 8 years. Before the general election, candidates are nominated by political parties. Today, the 2 major political parties are the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. The Vice President works closely with the President, serves as an advisor, belongs to the President's Cabinet, and is also the President of the Senate, giving the office responsibilities in both the executive and legislative branches. The Constitution provides a clear plan if the President can't continue serving. In that case, the Vice President becomes President. If both the President and Vice President cannot serve, the Speaker of the House of Representatives becomes President. The executive branch carries out the nation's laws, protects the country, manages government agencies, and serves the American people. Guided by the Constitution and the rule of law, it plays a vital role in keeping the United States government functioning every day. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe.